presentation, how many of us know Raju? Sorry, who's Raju? Raju. That's right. So he, the founder of Satyam Computer Services, what did he do? He basically manipulated the books of accounts. He overstated the assets, understated the liabilities. So he did all of this, and because of the insider trading, they sold their own company shares at very inflated prices. So how is this case related to forensic accounting? It's because of this scam, the accounting scam that gave a highlight to forensic accountants. So forensic accountant got a limelight because of the case. So to begin with, what is forensic accounting? Forensic accounting refers to giving a report to the court of law regarding the frauds that has taken place. So in Satyam scam, we noticed that you as chartered accountants were pointed out, and the SEBI as regulators were also pointed out a question. So what they did, SEBI asked the forensic accountants to make a report stating the status of the company, and they gave a report to the court, and based on which later on, after distributing all the assets and liabilities of the company, Tech Mahindra took over the company. So this is what it is. So we have accounting skills here. We not just have accounting, we also look into the investigating and audit techniques we use to analyze the data and give it to the court of law. Moving ahead, here I also spoke about, we also have an auditing aspect to it. So what is the difference between auditing and forensic accounting? There's a very general difference. It's the difference between an investigation and an audit. So in audit, we see that chartered accountants normally do verification, but in investigation, it is basically here the forensic accountants who do the job. The major difference is that in forensic accounting, the fraud aspect is given a limelight, but in the general audits, as we all know, we do not look or do the audit in the perspective of a fraud. So that's the major difference. Here in forensic accounting, we report to the court of law, and in normal audits, we report it to the stakeholders at large. So next, we move on to the next slide. Here, I would actually want to bring out certain uses of forensic accounting. Normally, it's a general tendency that people think forensic accounting is only for fraud aspects. That's wrong, because we also use it at different places. Like we can see here financial or business differences, or trying to find out in marital or family disputes where you have to find out the amount of money available for the child development. That was the second point. Assist in professional negligence claims. This is nothing but to find out or assess the employees, other professionals of the employees. Finally, the criminal matter, which is, of course, which I'm talking from the beginning. So now I would like to hand over to Vishnu. He'll continue from here.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am Vishnu, and I will continue presentation on forensic accounting. After knowing the meaning and uses of forensic accounting, I think we can dive deeper into the topic. Forensic accounting has two branches generally: litigation support and investigative accounting. For litigation support, it provides assistance of accounting nature. It includes general calculation of losses that have suffered, and which results in breach of contracts or provisions of law. And for second branch, investigative accounting, forensic accounting is often associated with the investigation of criminal matters. It also includes employee theft and insurance frauds and process of criminal investigation. And forensic accounting is applied in various aspects by different departments and bodies, such as CBI. CBI uses it in their investigation, and insurance sector, state and central government, SEBI for any breaching regulations of SEBI, military and police department, banks and financial institutions, big corporates and other companies. And moving on, by gathering the important steps to be taken while performing forensic accounting, we can say forensic accounting starts with performing an initial overview investigation, which for pulling the necessary essentials for making the second step, that is planning the procedures to be followed to complete the investigation in a planned and effective manner. Next step includes collection of all the information which is required for the investigation and analysis, and then the collected investigation information will be analyzed in systematic manner, and the conclusions are drawn on the basis of analysis. And finally, the report is prepared on the basis of conclusions drawn, and it will be issued to the concerned authorities. And my friend here will continue the presentation.
Good afternoon, everyone. Abhishek here. So, moving on, we are all pursuing chartered accountants or already CAs. So, who can be a forensic accountant? That's the main question you might be getting after listening to all this time. So, forensic accountant, CA, after completing, ICA has come up with a course on for fraud detection and forensic accounting. So, it's just a mere 7-day course with minimum fee of 20K. So, you can be done with that and you can get an additional qualification as well. Other than that, you can use that in your auditing and your Thomas statutory audit also. This will be helpful to that also. So why only CA can do that? Because the person who is performing the forensic accounting, he should have knowledge of both accounting as well and auditing with investigation skills. So we all know that the first two who has that, only CA has that. So no one else can do both together. But the only thing we lack in our curriculum right now is investigative skills. That doesn't come up with whatever you study. It will come with experience, as well as in the 7-day course what ICA has come up with. It gives the knowledge of what are the different procedures you should look out for when you are doing the forensic accounting or the investigative procedures. So other than this is the course whatever available in India with ICA. There are a lot of other courses. Private organizations are also conducting that. When it comes to Canada, along with the CPA, it offers CFE and CFF. It is like certified forensic examiner, certified fraud examiners, and certified in finance forensics. So these are the other courses. So we have many other courses in UK as well as in other countries as well. So which will be helpful for you for you to become a forensic accounting. So other than that, I just wanted to make clear that it's a wonderful opportunity ahead for the today's generation's chartered accountants. Not only if someone who is trying to do different things other than the statutory audit or dealing with GST in everyday life, so you can go and select this as your future work ahead. Also, and great opportunities are there, and the amount of money you earn also is a lot. So, moving on, we all know in our daily newspaper, we all see that it's like in IPL it's raining sixes. In India, it's like raining scams in the recent past. So we might have heard about the scams happening in India. It's like whether it comes to coal block allocation scam or 2G spectrum or about the Commonwealth Games scams. Look at the figures. Look at the figures. Just imagine the number of zeros in the figure. I think you will take some seconds to imagine the figure. So that is the amount of fraud that is happening in India, and we are like, okay, we'll read in the newspaper and we'll let it go. So why I'm quoting these scams is here, the scam is happening, but we all know that the scam happened, and the person who want to find it, the people who are able to find it, that is lacking in India, because there are only very less number of forensic accountants are there in India, and even if the people in forensic accountants, mainly it will be used by CBI or other departments of the government like SEBI or whatever the crime is happening in all these government organizations, or whether it comes to private also, if it is government also, only the forensic accounting should take care of that, and he should be able to find what is the amount, whether fraud happened or not, and what is the extent to which the fraud happened. So all these things will be founded by the forensic accountant only. So even after the so many frauds happening in India over the years, so it has not got due importance till now. We should look into the matter, because government also should give some importance to the course of forensic. It should come up with something, some recognizable course for the forensic accountants, or it should it should it should give proper advertisement for the course already existing in India, because most of the people, even though we are doing CA, we don't have much idea about the course exists in ICI. It is there now. So on that also it's a cheap price of 20,000. So and one more thing is like even if the forensic accountants are there, there is a lack of skills in them, because the days going on, the frauds are taking a different shape. Like nowadays, like you need not be present there, cyber crimes are going up. So the people who are performing the frauds have gone up with their facilities and they are doing hi-fi frauds. But the forensic accounting, they are like sitting in their office and they'll be like, yeah, we'll look after it. So this is not happening. So it will not be anyway helpful to the improved advancing of finding the frauds and unearthing the errors, whatever is happening in the government, either it is in the private department. So the whatever we follow in India is like we follow a preventive approach rather than, we don't follow a preventive approach, we follow a reactive approach. So whenever a fraud happens, then government will appoint a CID department, or they will come up with one department. So they will take 6 months or 9 months or whatever their own time and public money they will spend for their expenses, and they will come up with a report and they will give clean sheet. We have seen so many things happening in days around. So what we should do is like instead of going for a reactive approach, what we can do is we can go for a mandatory forensic audit, which should happen in not in every company, depending upon the turnover or limits. Like whatever we have the limits for other audits, or categorically some public sector companies or listed companies who are responsible for giving their returns to the public. So they should be liable. They should be made liable for the financial audit, forensic audit, so that before the fraud happens, it should be alert, and we can minimize that. If anyone knows that they are under scrutiny, so they'll rather avoid doing some fraud than if they know that no one will find out. So that should be the one step we should be looking forward. And we discussed about the great future for separate niche consulting, because a lot of firms now they are following only practicing in this area. So when Satyam fraud, as she said, it was found out, Deloitte has given some bunch of chartered accountants only for this work. So it was going on for months and months. So to find out what is the exact fraud happened. So it's not easy to find a fraud. So it should be skillful, and time also should be incurred into that. So it is a separate consulting area for many of the CAs nowadays. So, and one more thing is like, so government has come up with the Companies Act 2013, which it has included the Serious Fraud Investigation Office. So this may, now I don't say that it will completely avoid whatever is happening now. It may come up, it will get reduced to an extent, because Serious Fraud Investigation Office has given a lot of powers, so that it can unearth the frauds, and it has given the power so that it can do whatever it wants. Unlike the previous situation where the government agency doesn't have the entire power to get into the companies or do whatever they want, so that the fraud will be detected. So people are taking this as a chance and they are getting away by it. So these are the methods, like these are the steps they have taken, but it should be increased so that this will take to a higher level and the frauds will be done away with. And before concluding, I just have a small and simple task for you guys. Just think that you are a forensic accountant, and you can just send me the answer if you are smart enough. Visible for you.
Anybody who have an answer to this can raise your hand. Mark Benson. Correct. How she says Mark Benson. How do you catch it?